Hello everybody. This is a clip I want to add in here. On a homestead, when you're raising things like these are our green beans here, we go through and we grade them. Like I showed y'all in one of our other videos, we pick out these really nice green beans for our faithful customers that come by and buy from us. But when we're picking through, you'll find beans that have these kind of signs on them right here. And when you do, I want you to notice in my hand right here, you see this little insect right here? That's a little worm. This little worm chews holes all in these green beans. Now that's him in his a little bit more adult stage. Here's another one right here that we battle. See, there's a hole there, and I'm going to pull this worm back just a little bit and you'll see. Look how he comes out. There's a hole. They start burrowing into these things and they eat them and destroy your crops. Now here is a miniature version. This is a newborn one right here. He's really, really little, but he's started doing the damage on this bean, as you can see here. These are some of the pestilences that you'll encounter with green beans. We usually we don't throw the bean away. What we usually do when we're snapping, we'll snap that end off and we'll break it at that, and we'll break that little piece there, just get rid of it, and then we'll take on the end there where there's a piece. You still end up with a good snap there and a good snap there, and you don't have to throw the whole bean away because there's actually nothing wrong with it other than the fact that it just has some damage in it like this. Now we'll feed this to the animals, but I'm just for demonstration purposes, I'm just pulling it off here and showing you how you still get green beans out of it. You just feed this part to your animals here. Okay, what we have here, I was checking my tomato plants this morning. This is a green hornworm that eats tomato plants. I'm going to get a good up close, maybe it won't get too blurry. This is what he looks like. He's already eaten the end off of one of my tomato leaves here. We don't use any kind of chemicals on our homestead, so what we do is every day we walk through all of our tomato plants and we hand pick these worms off of here and feed them to our chickens, because the chickens literally love eating these worms. This is just one of the things I thought I'd throw out there to y'all on the homestead to look for. This is a tomato hornworm. Now I'm going to reach up and get him off, and I'm going to show you. Of course, there's a chicken in the background. They know when I walk to the tomatoes, they're going to get a treat. I'm going to try to get this worm up here where we can actually look at him from, there we go. That's what he looks like from underneath. This is what he looks like. They're what eats your tomato plants. And it don't take them but one day to clean up a whole tomato plant. So this chicken is here. He's waiting because he knows when I come out here to this plant, or these plants, he's going to get a treat. So he knows. Here we go. Chick, 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 chick. There he is. Hornworms on the homestead. Okay. Another clip here of a hornworm. If I can get down close enough, you can see it inside this cage here. Here's one right here. And I was trying to get it where you could see his droppings underneath him here. Don't know if I'll be able to. But that's what you look for. They make a little barrel-shaped dropping whenever they go to the bathroom. This one's still so tiny because we don't let ours eat enough of our plants to. Let me see if I can get out here to this here. I don't know if, may still be a little too blurry, I'm not sure, but that's one of the droppings from them. You'll see those up under your plant when you look around up under your plant. Just look around and you'll see those little droppings laying where they've been. I know it's kind of hard here, but there's actually one right there, one off over here, and that's what I do. I look up under my plants and you'll see These little droppings right here on the ground. There's one right there. Right there. There. Over here is another one. When I see that, I usually try to look straight above it to find the worm, and you'll notice that if it's fresh, the droppings will be a bright green color. If they're kind of a dark brown or a blackish color, that's a sign the worm's probably not right there anymore. He's probably moved on to somewhere else in the plant. Just look for the bright green droppings and then look straight above it, and more than likely you'll find him somewhere right there pretty close by. So we're going to see, we got the chicken in the background still. He knows he's fixing to get something. So we're going to give you another look at this worm right quick here before we actually give him to the chicken. Kind of give you an idea about what they look like. Roll him over there a little bit. That's what they look like. And they'll get to be about 3 inches long, and they'll be as big around as your finger if you let them eat the whole plant up. Okay. Chick, 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 chick. Oh, he's enjoying that now. Okay, here we are back. Another tomato worm on my plant here. You can see they're young ones. We do this walk through the tomatoes every morning, and when they hatch out, we try to get them as fast as we can instead of having to use chemicals. Now I'm going to say something here. On my homestead, usually in an entire year of tomato growing, I might get 6 or 7 worms off of my plants a whole year. This year alone, 2016, in 3 days, I have already gotten 18 worms off of these tomatoes down through here. This year is evidently going to be a bad year for insects and for problems. Because like I said, on our homestead, we hardly ever have a tomato worm. But this year, it has turned extremely hot, extremely early, and it looks like it's going to be a tough year for tomato worms. I can see that already. What I want to show y'all here is some of the damage that these tomato worms can do on young tomatoes. You see this right here? One of my Amish paste tomatoes has already been eaten out by a small tomato worm. This is the kind of damage that these things cause on your crops. So luckily, we're going to get this tomato off of here because there's no need in leaving it on here. It will never produce anything. It will only draw nutrients from the plant. So we're going to get it off of here. You can see the damage that he done. A wasted tomato due to a hornworm.